I am Michael. I love to recycle. I do it with my bicycle. I do it from my tricycle. I do it in the summertime, or even when there's an icicle. I place it all in a special bin. Plastic bottles, glass, and paper, again and again. Keep them together, rinsed and cleaned, but no plastic bags, please, or you'll damage the machines. So join me and your neighbors. Recycling's no chore. Check out the new website to find out some more.
Welcome to Mayor Frank Jackson's Highlights of Success for 2019. I'm Dan Monroe. It's hard to believe that 2019 has come to a close. Let's look back at some of the goals set, milestones met, and celebrations had under the administration of Mayor Frank G. Jackson. 2019 was dubbed the Year of the People by the Mayor's Office of Sustainability, which celebrated their 10th annual Sustainable Cleveland Summit. The 10th anniversary also coincides with the 50th anniversary of the last time the Cuyahoga River caught fire, setting up new laws for the protection of our environment.
And our goal was then to create a sustainable economy by the year 2019. And we developed years of celebration years where we celebrated clean water, we celebrated vibrant neighborhoods, green space, energy, all these kinds of things. And the last year was the Year of the People. And the Year of the People was because at the end of all this, we were still focused on, are we functioning in such a way, is our economy, our social and economic system functioning in such a way that people are better off as a result of that operation? And I would say that we're not there yet. Matter of fact, we're quite a ways away. But I will also say to you that we have made significant and great strides and progress. I want to announce that myself, in partnership with the Council President, City Council, and Chief Gray, Matt Gray of Sustainability, we are committing up to $1 million a year towards replenishing our tree canopy. And we're doing that, and we're committing up to $1 million a year for the next 10 years. And I want to say to you that that also came from you. That came from you, and it came to me, from you to Matt Gray to me. And Matt Gray is your greatest advocate in terms not only of this particular initiative, but also the whole sustainability effort. And then finally, this is the last year of this approach to life. And what we're hoping for at the end of this, to have some real clear understanding as to what you want to see happening going into the next year and into the future. This is our 50th year. It's an 50th year of the last time the river caught fire. I think it happened many times before that. And not just in Cleveland, I think in all of the industrial places of the United States and even the world where they disposed of waste into the waterways. We weren't celebrating that, we were celebrating the progress that had been made from that point to this point, and the creation of the EPA, the Clean Water Act, and other things that helped to make for the clean water. Without those things and the 50 years of progress, we would not have the recreational activity that we have on the river and on the lake now, and the quality of the water that we have in the river and the lake. Cleveland, as you know, sits on Lake Erie, which is one of the Great Lakes, which is perhaps the largest body of fresh water in North America. And water is not just essential for us in terms of our economy and in terms of recreation. It's essential for our well-being and the health of communities and individuals. And it's not a contradiction or exclusionary to be doing things that are healthy for the environment and healthy for waterways and clean water, and that does not exclude businesses and recreational activity. As a matter of fact, it enhances it. So us investing in this is really investing in the future of the city and the people of the city.
Mayor Jackson kicked off the Safe Smart CLE streetlight conversion program that would see 61,000 of the city's old streetlights replaced with newer, brighter LED lights that are both cost and energy efficient.
It has two components. One is LED lighting. It's a sustainability approach to street lighting, LED lighting. These lights will have greater illumination, and they would have technology on them that will allow us to raise or lower the illumination depending on what's needed. Also, they have the ability to do other things. One of those things is that they can have a camera system associated with it, and that's the public safety side. So we have sustainability, more illumination on the streets, and we have a public safety component with around 1,000 cameras. Now, this is a very unique project, as I'm told by the Commissioner of Clean Public Power, that Cleveland is the first and only city that has both components. We're changing 61,000 street lights to what they are now, to LED, and we're putting cameras up in association with that technology for public safety.
In 2019, 185 entrepreneurs applied to take part in Mayor Jackson's Neighborhood Transformation Initiative Retail Incubator, with the top 9 picked as finalists.
Now, the Neighborhood Transformation Initiative Retail Incubator Program was developed to reduce the barriers that entrepreneurs have and what they face when they try to do startups or existing businesses, and they just can't get over that hump from here to there. Tonight, there will be, the entrepreneurs will compete, and they will compete in a way that really will demonstrate the talent that we have out there and the ability for us to provide opportunity for people, and at the same time in providing an opportunity to work towards the building of wealth in our community and the delivery of goods and services to the people of our community. The people who will be competing tonight were selected out of 185 entrepreneurs. So it was a large group, and they made the final cut.
Development in the city moved at a rapid pace in 2019, with numerous groundbreakings kicking off construction and ribbon cuttings for welcoming people in. Housing developments, housing for veterans and their families, hospitals, and a new home for lost and stray dogs were among the many establishments that either got their start or opened for the first time.
You know, I've been in city government now for over 32 years, and I can remember discussions over those years and years back where we kind of grimace and kind of question, why isn't there more private investment taking place in this city and in its neighborhood? Why aren't there more people that are interested in making a demand to live in the city and in its neighborhoods? And as we're seeing here in Hingetown is an example of a neighborhood and other neighborhoods in this city that are emerging as places where people want to live, where commerce is taking place, and therefore where investment is taking place. But don't kid yourself, in Cleveland, Ohio, unlike maybe the coast, it takes a collaboration and public sector involvement, labor involvement to make these things, these projects and developments a reality.
Affordable housing is key. Without affordable housing, whatever we do as a city in terms of development, in terms of quality of life and prosperity, all of that, if we are not inclusive of everyone in that quality of life and prosperity, we have not really done our jobs, and we have not been successful, no matter how it may appear. So again, I want to congratulate those who are the beneficiaries and really thank all the people who made it possible. Affordable housing is essential. Many times when we look at development in urban centers, we look at those developments and we measure
those developments by the physical structure that we put up. But we in the city take kind of different approach. We look at those physical structures and see whether or not they are a benefit to the people and whether or not they ensure that everyone can benefit and participate in their quality of life and prosperity. And particularly in trending neighborhoods where, as was mentioned, property value goes up, rental prices go up, and it makes it kind of hard for people to afford to live in certain neighborhoods. That's why affordable housing is so important, because it allows people to live in, to stay in, to move into neighborhoods that are increasing in market value, increasing in property value, and allows them to be there and participate in that quality of life, that prosperity, and can do it and afford to do it.
Now, this investment will allow Metro Health to continue in its mission to provide high-quality health care for everyone. And it will make it more effective and efficient in doing that. It also will allow for economic growth and community development, not just in the immediate neighborhood, but in the entire city of Cleveland. You know, I was told before the ceremony began that it took 10 years to do this, and from the vision to the reality. And what that indicated to me, that there were a lot of people who put in a lot of hard work to make it happen. And I know there are many people who are congratulated, but there are always those who do the grunt work that don't get the recognition, and I want to really thank them and congratulate them also. But what that indicates to me is the love, the commitment, and the compassion of the people who made this happen. Without that, it would never have happened, and they would not have had the tenacity and the stick-to-itness that it needed to have in order to be successful. The subject matter that this is for those who are homeless, particularly chronically homeless, is not an easy subject matter. And many communities have rejected it, even though they talk about what should be done, but when it comes time to do it, many communities reject it. And so I'm special thanks to this community, who's not only accepted and embraced it, but has also have advocated for this type of service. You know, when I go to other cities, or I talk to people who are from other cities and they come to Cleveland, and they comment as to how we have a continuum of care in the city of Cleveland for homeless, and how we, between the city and the county, do it in such a way that we're really attempting to serve people rather than to put on the pretense of service. There are many programs here, many programs for different students at different levels, or some who want to go on to get a bachelor's degree, some who may want to be gain a certificate, some who may want to be in a trade. All of that this college provides. And then finally, on the construction side, you had a great community benefits package, which means that you just didn't put the millions of dollars into the community and it not benefit Cleveland as a whole in this community in particular. And I also want to thank the people of the city of Cleveland for supporting and voting for issue 32, because without issue 32, this would not have happened. As Councilman Zone mentioned, we spent, I think, $7.3 million on the capital side, but we've also enhanced the staff by, I believe, over 20 employees that allows us to have this state-of-the-art facility function as a state-of-the-art facility. That would not have happened without issue 32. So I want to, again, congratulate you, thank you for your service, and thank the people of the city of Cleveland for supporting the things that we need to do to make this city what it is today. Thank you very much. I know that for some time now, people have been asking me, when is it going to get done, because you want to get back in the gym. So I guess that starts after this ceremony. But most I want to thank the Cavaliers for their investment. The Cavaliers have been great partners and great corporate citizens of the city of Cleveland. As was mentioned by Lynn, when we were able to help them on the renovation of now the Rock Mortgage Field House, one of the commitments they made to us was to invest in the community, invest in neighborhoods, and doing our rec centers, our rec center floors, as well as some high school gym floors was part of that. Downtown Cleveland is becoming a neighborhood. Soon there will be over 20,000 people living downtown. And when that happens, people will demand and require the amenities of a neighborhood. And many of the people who live in downtown now have children. And there is a need for them to find a place where they can take their children, feel and be safe, and so they can enjoy themselves.
Year in and year out, Mayor Jackson has fully supported safety initiatives in the city of Cleveland, and 2019 was no different. This year, 4 classes of police recruits graduated, as well as 2 for the Division of Fire and 1 for EMS. Besides all that, Mayor Jackson invited the public out to Steelyard Commons and Euclid Beach Park for his Night Out Against Crime, among other events this year.
And the significance of it is that it brings together law enforcement, whether it's local, county, state, or federal law enforcement, with people, so that their relationship can be built so we can impact crime. And the only way we can impact that crime, and that is as a community, whether we are on the side of law enforcement, on the side of the citizens, we all must come together in regards to it. So again, I want to welcome everybody and thank you for being here. You know, I want to really congratulate American Red Cross and Division of Fire for their partnership for over 25 years. And as the Admiral, I still call you Admiral, as the Admiral has stated that it has saved numerous lives, hundreds of lives. I remember when I was first came into council in 1990, and I was chairman of the Health Committee, and I remember the formation of this initiative, and I remember Sam Miller coming up and really helping to drive this initiative. And it was considered to be unique back then, but now it is something that we almost expect to happen. And we expect it to happen because of the effectiveness of it. So I want to again congratulate you on the partnership that has lasted this long. Thank those who continue to fund it and make it possible for us to continue to do this. And really, again, say how much I appreciate the Red Cross for working with the Division of Fire and the Foundation for helping to continue this program. Thank you. This has always been a popular program, and not only for the participants, but it's also been for the division, for myself. And what I've learned from the people who participated and graduated is that they get an entirely different perspective as to what a police officer goes through on a daily basis. And maybe then when you read something in the paper, you hear it on the radio, or you see it on TV, you have a better context in terms of the kind of work they do and the challenges they face. And that's really the purpose of this program, is to develop the relationship between citizens and police officers so that you can learn them and the fact that they're human, just like anyone else, your husband, your brother, your sister, your wives, or whatever it may be, brothers and sisters, and they learn you. We are looking for a safe, productive, happy summer for children, for young people, and which means today we are doing our annual announcement of the opening of outdoor pools. We have indoor pools that are open year-round, but this is the announcement for all the outdoor pools that are supposed to be open today. But that's not the only thing that we'll be doing. We'll be doing many events, whether in the parks, the playgrounds, at our neighborhood resource recreation centers. All of these activities are designed to keep young people busy so that they can have a happy and safe summer.
2019 proved to be a banner year in the education field as Mayor Jackson participated in a major announcement that would affect the lives of current and future students for years to come.
Okay, I'm here to tell you something, and it's a very, very exciting time for me and for the board to say yes. We stand with 117 private colleges that are going to offer every student in the public school system of Cleveland, Ohio, free college tuition.
In Cleveland, everything that we've done and been successful at, we've done as a community, one community. And I can remember some years back when we started the Cleveland Plan. Democrats came together, Republicans, business leaders, the unions, the philanthropic, the public sector, the private, everybody came together in order to make it happen. And Say Yes for Education is the right thing at the right time for Cleveland, for Cleveland Public Schools, and for you. But it is only possible because, again, we came together as a community who put all of its efforts, its resources, talents into ensuring that you have this opportunity.
Mayor Jackson met with several schools and their students in 2019 and participated in school openings as well.
A special thanks to the voters of the city of Cleveland, because as was mentioned, without their support on two separate occasions, we would not be able to do this. So as we continue our work to produce quality education in the city of Cleveland, to make the Cleveland Municipal School District a school district of choice where people want to put their children because of the excellence in education, we also want them to know that they will be safe in a clean and safe building. So that's what this is all about.
I want to congratulate the students, the teachers, the principal, and the Collinwood neighborhood on the opening of this school, this brand new school. And I want to, as Dr. Thomas said, I want to really thank the people of the citizens of the city of Cleveland, because it was their vote on issue 4 that allowed us not only to do this school, but I think we're doing ribbon cuttings for 3 other schools soon. 3 schools, as Councilman has said, in this particular neighborhood, but throughout the city we have either renovated or rebuilt schools. That would not have happened without the voters of the city of Cleveland, because it's all public finance. So I want to thank you. A special thanks to the Vonnegut family. You know, not often do you find an individual, but let alone a family, who has the kind of impact that they had, not only on this neighborhood, the city, the state, but the entire nation. So I want to really thank you for your service and for your family service. Thank you very much.
And if you win the process of accessing the seat of power, then you have a right to govern. And that governance is not about being self-serving in terms of using the power of that seat to serve yourself, your friends, or your family members. Is all, if you do that, you're no more than a crook. Even if you don't violate the law, you're a crook. But if you do it and you use the office and the seat to serve the purpose for which you're there, that is what you're supposed to do. And that is what I attempt to do. Politics, again, is an honorable profession. We are public servants, and public servants is not made for, public service is not made for everybody. Everyone cannot do public service, but those who do it and do it well have a tremendous opportunity to change the lives of individuals, families, and communities.
In 2019, several events took place that attracted thousands of people to downtown Cleveland, including the return of the tall ships and the opening of the newly designed Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
You know, Tall Ships is nice. It's nice because it's historical. You can see the way commerce moved, the way people moved across the water, and really get a sense of how things were at that time. But it's also more than that. It has an educational component, and it has an economic benefit from it in the way in which it attracts people to downtown Cleveland as it has tonight. And we'll do that over the next few days.
This was a great public-private partnership, and it was done in a way that really helped to position not only this facility, but Cleveland for the future. This facility, as was mentioned, is very competitive now, just not in terms of those who want to come see Cavaliers and have a fan-friendly experience, but also those over 200 and something events that occur throughout the year that also happens in this facility. Another aspect, as Mr. Kamarowski mentioned, was the construction. This construction was, how many millions? $185 million. And the majority of that money was spent in our local economy with contractors and labor and materials, all those things which helped us maintain our revenue stream and to provide employment and contract opportunities for Clevelanders and greater Cleveland.
In what was perhaps the biggest event that brought tens of thousands of people to visit and enjoy downtown Cleveland, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game brought more than just exciting competition and the Home Run Derby. It also brought numerous All-Star renovations to Cleveland area parks and baseball fields.
This, I'm told, is the largest urban park in the state of Ohio, and is also accompanied by a recreation center, Zelma George, which is the busiest recreation center in the city of Cleveland. And so I know that there's a lot of activity goes on at this field. I can remember when I was a kid and I played at this field also. And I want to thank the Cleveland Indians, Major League Baseball, and we also participated in the funding to help create this field. But it really was something that Major League Baseball wanted to do along with the Cleveland Indians for this All-Star event. I want to tell them how much I appreciate that. Thank you very much. To congratulate Mr. Tomey on the naming of this complex after you. Congratulations. Thank Major League Baseball, the Cleveland Indians, and Metro Parks for making this happen. You know, we had an event at Luke Easter Park, I believe it was Saturday, a similar field, and part of the legacy commitment by Major League Baseball and the Indians. And today I was talking to Councilman Zone, and he was telling me he played hundreds of games at this field, and he talked about how the condition of it then and the condition of it now. But that's an older generation. Now we have a newer generation. I want to congratulate the Boys and Girls Club, and particularly the Dobie family, on the renovation, rededication of this playground, and really thank Major League Baseball and the Cleveland Indians, not only for doing this today, but 22 years ago. I can remember I was a councilman back then, and I remember coming to the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting at that time, and I know how much it was appreciated by the Boys and Girls Club then, and I know the children and the families of King Kennedy.
2019 was a very successful year for the city of Cleveland and for Mayor Frank Jackson and his administration. Next year can only promise to be even better. I'm Dan Monroe. Thanks for watching TV 20. We are Cleveland.